Okay, but this time around, I realized that initially just now I said 20 mm or 25 mm, but this time around I put it 30. The reason why is because when I measured my part, it's relatively long. We are trying to cut to a length of 90 millimeters plus minus 0.3, but most of you will have about 95 millimeters, so 5 millimeters to cut. So what happens is that I increased by 5 millimeters, so we should extend it out by 30 millimeters. Okay, and then what we do is we cut, and we take it out, we measure to know how much we need to cut. We flip it around, we clamp it, then we mill to this distance. Now, there is one small little detail that I need you to do. Set X to 0 at the end of it. At the end of it, because what happens is once you finish already, the last cut, right? The last finishing cut, and you measure and you realize you reach 90 millimeters or 90.1, you set X to 0 because that's where your cutter last touch already. So you don't have to do the paper thing again. You understand? You're being more efficient this way. So what do we do? I'm going to demo it to you now. I'm going to pull it out. Right? And you're going to measure it. Okay, and I have about 94.9 millimeters, so it's about 5 millimeters to cut in. Okay, so what you do now is you set the 0 at the 30 mm mark, then you mark it this way, so when you clamp this, you see this surface here touches this surface, so you know it's about 30 millimeters, or you can do it this way as well. Okay, so what you want to do is you want to machine this part which is rough. Okay, and you flush your parallel bars on the inside. Right? And it's about 30 millimeters. Okay, around there, 30 millimeters. Then you tighten it. Then what you do is you bring it in. Okay, and then you start. Alright. Okay, once you cut. Now, the finishing cut, is from here, this way, you push your workpiece inside, okay? Sorry, wrong. You actually drag it out, because your workpiece has to come out this way. Sorry, I got the part wrong. Then, what you do is you can set your X to 0 now, because you just touch the surface. Okay, then you can go in by 1 millimeter, and a lot of material will be removed. Okay, now let's say after you finish cutting already, how you can do it is you can make your measurements like this, okay? Make your measurements like this, right? Then you machine. Now you machine until 91 millimeters, then you stop, measure again, then you do your finishing cut. Now, imagine if I've done my finishing cut already, okay? I'm done with my finishing cut. What I will do now is this. I will set my X to 0. Okay? My X is 0. What's the diameter of my cutter?
20
mm. So how much should I go in?
10.
going by 10 mm, right? So what happens is that the center of my cutter will be at this line here. Okay? Then I set my X to 0. Right? Now once I'm done with that already, once I'm done with that, move your cutter away from the vise. Okay? Set X to 0. Move in by plus 10, move in by plus 10. Plus 10. Plus 10 you need to move in. Okay? Plus 10 because then you set to 0 again. Alright? Then you come back here and I'll show you how to mill the slot the next one round. Got it? Okay, let's go.